All right, here we are. It's Kingshunt. It's back. Oh my goodness. Been a year, literally a year since I've played. And I've heard they've added new heroes. So let's find out. What are these new heroes? Okay, well, yeah, Legina. She was there. All right, she's got a name now. That was Enchantress. That was Endora. Knight. He looks a little different. He's still just Knight. Grozny. That's the demigod. Isaac. Prosecutor. He was a lot of fun. Love that guy. Malachi. That's the last new guy I played. All of a sudden, we have this. Mara. Noxus. Olette. Jatut. What is this? Jatult. This guy looks cool. Claret. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's Sparrow? Morton. What in the... Who the... Jean? Tulico? A fox? And a Crowley? Is that a chicken? Bro, you could play as a chicken now? Okay, sorry, it's a rooster. You're right. It's a rooster. My fault. Chicken. Wait, but it says chicken right here in his lore. Literally, you can see it right there. It says chicken right there. I'm right. You're wrong. How we doing today, folks? My name is Raven, and welcome back to another Kingshunt video. Now, they just held another playtest about 2 weeks ago now. I know I'm a little late to the party on the video, but hey, we're here now making it. The last time that I played in a playtest for Kingshunt was literally over a year ago. It was last summer, and at that point, they added a new character called Malachi, a big tank guy. He was really cool, built like bone walls, threw stuff around, rooted, snared, all that cool stuff. But the game mode then was a payload. It was you push a payload up the lanes to get to the Guardian, and then you attack the Guardian with the payload, and payload obviously does more damage. Well, since then, they've added quite a bit to the game, including 9 new characters, and they even changed the game mode once more. So, let's dive right into it. To start, they added new heroes. So they added Mara, Noxus, Olette, Jatult, Claret, Morton, Yarn, Tulico, and Crowley, which you've probably already seen from the beginning of the video. They also changed old names of some of the characters that have been around for a while. So now the Prosecutor is Isaac, Demigod is now Grozny, Enchantress is now Endora, but the Knight is still he's just still Knight. They added a training area, which is nice, but if you wanted to try a full build, then you would have to wait for time to pass. There was no button or platform to stand on to make you max level. They removed the Guardian boss, like how Smite has a Titan you have to kill to win. I found that a little disappointing because the Guardian added more intensity to the ending of a game and another thing to worry about while dodging the enemy heroes. Sprint has been removed, and from what I read, it was removed in the last test they had, which was a few months ago from now. This didn't really bother me so much because the map we played on was smaller than the others have been, which now made sprinting not a necessity. But it did feel really bad on some heroes who didn't have a short dodge or a dash because if you got caught out, there was no escaping. You had to just stay and fight. Previous iterations, you would able to, if you were losing a fight, could sprint out of the fight, and if they didn't CC you, well, you were safe. So like I said, they did change the game mode again, and it has been multiple times over the past year. This iteration we have now is a mix between a classic MOBA with minion lanes and towers, with the addition of domination. There are 3 points spread across the middle of the map, A, B, and C. This gave you 2 ways to win. You either hold the points long enough to accumulate 1500 points, which then put the enemy team into breaking where they couldn't respawn, or you push the lanes and towers and destroy the enemy team's crystal right in front of their spawn. So far, this iteration of the game seems to flow the best. The pace didn't feel slow like the prior versions where you were stuck pushing a payload up the lanes in order to do damage to the Guardian. I think what also has helped was the multiple new heroes you could play. They also adjusted the rune system to make it more customizable. A quick example of this is you could buff your health or mana stats while collecting every red or offensive rune. It was every 2 points to stats, and every 3rd point was a rune. Some of the runes were new, some had been adjusted, and others were broken that we couldn't use because it would crash the game. All part of the development process. I didn't like how you were committed to certain builds. Essentially, you could build your rune page prior to the game before you get in. if your build was all red runes, but later in the game you realize you need more defense, then you would have to put a defensive flex rune somewhere within the tree where you think you might need it. There was also no undoing an upgrade, which that they said they would address. Also, you couldn't sell runes later after you left spawn. So for me, I mostly stuck to the path I built prior to going into a game, but the only flex upgrades that would make sense without messing up your main build was the every 2 points to stats. Because later I could build more health or armor, then pick up my main rune for the build. The overall advantage to this system is the fact that you don't need to recall and return to base to acquire the runes or upgrades. Everything you upgrade, you immediately get the benefits of while you're playing. Tower building and minion spawning was still a thing, although now you only get 1 tower and 1 minion. The minion actually will follow you around and attack enemy heroes. This wasn't a minion that you could spawn and it would just travel down the lane like the old test I played in, where you had like the big orc minion would go down the lane, or the flag minion to defend against the artillery from the towers. Although the minions seem very unimpactful most of the time, other than when I had the larger orc who could tank more damage. The towers in the lanes had way too much health, 9,000 to be exact. This made it much more appealing to just hold on to the points and play domination instead of pushing lanes. Because there was no neutral objectives, if you team wiped the enemy, then the only thing you could really do is recap those control points. It was never worth it to push the tower. I mean, the minions would also very quickly get back into lane, so it was very hard to get tower damage in before another minion wave even came to fight that one. The only time pushing towers felt fine was when everyone was max level, but even then, unless you were building pure damage stats, then you still didn't do enough damage to the lane towers. One of the worst things in this test was the lightning. Now let me explain. When you put a team into breaking, aka you have 1500 points, lightning will start to strike on top of the enemy heroes. You can certainly dodge it, but the frequency of strikes was quite high. Add on to this, you still have the enemy team trying to hunt you down and win the game by wiping the whole team. This really put you into a position of, oh, we actually just lose the game now. Could you take back a capture point to remove the lightning? Sure, but there was no time while playing where we were able to come back from breaking and lightning to win. I think even with 2 skilled teams, the lightning mechanic just seems oppressive. The team already can't respawn because of breaking. Don't make them now have to dodge damaging lightning while heroes are attacking them. There was no comeback mechanic. All of the new heroes that got added felt fun to play, aside from fixable stuff like broken abilities or rune interaction with them. I certainly think they have a solid pool of 13 heroes now to work with, so it would just be a focus of balance, fixing bugs, and polishing the gameplay. Which, to add to that point, new animations and effects were added, which made the older characters look better, so good job to you guys on that. I think the game is going in a good direction at the moment, and the devs have been very clear and open with listening to the community and why they made a change, or even just playing the game with us during these tests. I mean, they were right there, and they could, if we had a question, they would have just explained it right away, or like I said, the reasoning behind a change they made. It was actually awesome. So enjoy the rest of the gameplay here, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.
By myself.
Hold on, I see him. Oh,
Can't dodge forever, baby. Let's go. 10 more points till they're breaking again.
Need more mana.
Give me the lifesteal. A Mullen with the sub prime. Oh shit. Thank you. Welcome. Enjoy the new emotes. They're fresh.
So fresh and so
Birdie
cool.
emotes. The Raven. Oh, I can level up again.
So fresh and
Ah!
fresh and so cool.
Oh, he's camping.
You guys,
Oh
got, you guys
shit.
got teleport behind.
Oh yeah. Dodge.
Don't worry, I just shit on her life. Oh god, there's
Charging.
General Chicken is here.
Hold on.
Need more.
Shit. Yeah, General Chicken up. Taboo.
Muriel,
He's
I
just-
need you to ult me.
I can't get it back very long.
Oh bro, don't worry, I shit on his life.
Oh, my life's...
Ah,
No!
game crash.
Game crashed! No, dude! Oh, I
I'm
was
summoning a
feeling it.
tower.
Look at this attack speed, though. Holy.
I can't climb on stuff.
Alright, we finished 7 and 4. RIP.